Nicky, a skilled con guy, develops romantic feelings for his student Jess but breaks things off quickly. Years later, she reappears as a femme fatale to foil his ambitions. Let's get into the plot. Experienced con artist Nicky Spurgeon meets novice con artist Jess Barrett, who attempts to fool and entice him by pretending to be his envious spouse. When they falter, Nicky counsels them to remain focused in the face of unforeseen circumstances. He pursues Jess and talks her into getting a drink. Nicky describes to her how his father Bucky used the Toledo panic button tactic, shooting your body to demonstrate your loyalty, to kill his grandfather during a standoff. After successfully convincing Nicky to take her under his wing, Jess follows him to New Orleans, where she meets Horst and Farhad as well as the rest of Nicky's team. Nicky, who learned from his father not to get emotionally attached to co-workers, is disappointed when he and Jess start dating while picking pockets as a test. Nicky engages in a series of progressively riskier wagers with gambler Leon TSE at a fictitious Super Bowl 17, ultimately losing all of the team's earnings. Nicky invites TSE to select any player, on or off the pitch, and then has Jess estimate the number chosen in order to win it back. Distraught, Jess looks around the pitch and realizes it's another scam when she spots Farhad sporting jersey number 55. They demand millions of TSE. Later, Nicky reveals how TSE was given subtle, subliminal cues throughout the day to select 55 from the list when he first arrived. TSE is impressed by this triumph and even returns all of the money to Nicky with grace. Nicky tells the driver to take Jess to the airport as he leaves her with her cut. As her limousine leaves and he gets into another waiting vehicle, she sobs. After 3 years, Nicky moves to Buenos Aires to work for millionaire Rafael Garriga, the owner of a motorsports team. In order to defeat Australian entrepreneur McEwen's team in the tournament, Nicky will pose as a disgruntled technician on Garriga's team who is eager to sell his proprietary fuel made with algorithm EXR. Rather, he will provide McEwen a fake one that would make their vehicle go slower. Nicky meets Jess, who is now dating Garriga, at a pre-race party. Nicky is enlisted by McEwen to supply the component after convincingly fighting Garriga in public after pretending to be intoxicated upon seeing Jess. After a while, Nicky starts chasing Jess once more, and their romance finally blossoms again. Owens, the leader of Garriga's security detail, is wary and just almost manages to catch them all together. Nicky sells the real component to the other teams for comparable sums in addition to delivering it to McEwen for €3 million. Nicky and Jess are apprehended by Garriga's men before they can travel back to the US together. While Nicky is being pummeling, Jess is restrained and has tape over her mouth. Garriga starts to suffocate Nicky because she thinks she helped her get access to EXR. In an attempt to save Jess, Nicky reveals that he had deceived her into thinking he still loved her and that the necklace he had given her had a covert recording of Garriga's login credentials. Jess was duped and was unaware of it. She later admits, though, that she had not truly become close to Garriga for Nicky's account to be accurate and was merely attempting to entice him to give up his priceless watch. After that, Nicky makes a vow to tell the truth in order to save Jess's life, but Owens shoots him in the chest, sending a shocked Garriga running. Then Owens introduces himself as Bucky and tells Jess that he used the Toledo panic button to avoid any major arteries. After bandaging Nicky's wounds, he He uses a syringe to remove extra blood from his lungs so that Nicky can breathe. They take Garriga's car and leave the garage. As Nicky receives treatment for his perforated lung, Bucky drives him and Jess to the hospital. He explains why he left him on the streets before dropping them off. He was threatened with a pistol during a poker transaction in Boston, and all he could think about at the time was Nicky.